It is being reported that game keycards are not selling well. Companies are reporting that game keycard sales are actually lower than their lowest estimates. So, using some easy numbers, if they were estimating they were going to sell 100 to 500 game keycards, they actually are only ending up selling like 50 or so. So, it is looking bad for game keycards. I'm seeing people online praising this as this is a huge win for physical media. We got them. We stuck it to the man. But in this video, I'm going to explain to you why that is not the case. And if you like videos like this, make sure to hit like and subscribe as it really helps the channel out a lot. So when it comes to the game key cards, we all know at this point that the entire game is not physically on the cart. I don't like it. You don't like it if you're listening to this video. We're in the demographic that don't like it. Now, I don't like it, but I also don't hate game key cards either. Now that said, they are not selling well, and a lot of people I'm seeing online are saying that this is a big victory for physical media. They think that, oh, the game key cards are not selling, so that means companies are going to be forced to put the whole game on a key card, whether they have to pay for the 64 gigabyte card, whether Nintendo is forced to make smaller size cards, but that is just not going to happen. At the end of the day, these companies aren't just going to spend more money on these games. It's all about cutting costs for these businesses. It's all about cutting costs for the shareholders. If you're telling them that they're going to have to spend more money to get people to buy game key cards, well, guess what? There's already a digital store that games are already selling on. Digital only is going to be the only thing that happens. And now I'm not saying that go out and buy your game key cards. That's not what I'm saying here at all. What I'm saying here is I don't think that key cards selling not well is a result from anything that has to do with the physical game actually being on the cart. I think the reasoning for the whole situation of the low sales for game key cards at the launch of Nintendo Switch 2 is just way more simple and obvious than many people, at least the vocal minority online, are even suggesting at this point. And I think what it really comes down to is that the Nintendo Switch 2 is basically a $500 console. Whether you get the base version or the bundle with Mario Kart, because you're either going to get a game or an accessory or multiple of each, you're spending at least $500 on this thing. And in my situation, I bought two Nintendo Switch 2s, Mario Kart World Physical, 2 Pro controllers, a GameCube controller, and all 4 of the Zelda amiibo because I'm stupid. And when you add all that up, like, the wallet needs to take a break. The wallet needs to take a breather, you know? Like, there's no extra money for any games right now. I actually really want the Bravely Default remaster or remake, whatever that game is. I have Bravely Default 2 on Switch, but that's been forever in the backlog, and this is a perfect opportunity. Oh, the first game is now out. It's only $40. I really don't care that it's a game key card. That's not the reason why I didn't buy it. $40 is a great price. I rarely buy games at full price. Definitely not like 70 or 80. I mean, of course, like first party Nintendo can't get away with it, but third party game like Bravely Default, $40. Yeah, I would definitely buy that on the game key card, but I've spent a lot these past couple months. I'm just giving it a month to just like save up, give the wallet a breather. Can't buy everything. Can't buy everything at once. Prime Day is coming up in July. And so there's a bunch of games that are on game key cards that honestly, if they're not selling well right now, whether it be people boycotting, which I'm sure that's not a real valid reason. I mean, you got to look at the normal people who aren't on gaming YouTube that probably don't even really know what a game key card is, that are buying presents for their kids. You know, these people, it's just like they're buying a $500 console. They're buying Mario Kart. There's sales tax. Maybe they buy a camera. You know, maybe they buy one game. When it comes to like, Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is the best-selling one, and it's all on the game. It's like, well, you know, there's probably a lot of like Nintendo fans who like wanted to play Cyberpunk. Like, that's a good game. Like, that's a cool game to have at launch. And when it comes to like collectors, yeah, it being on the cart probably gets a little boosted sale for collectors. Maybe the boycotting people, like it's probably getting some boosted sales from that because it's on the cart. But I don't think that's the real reason why all these other games are just not selling well. I think it's just, you know, things are expensive. We just had the tariff situation like 2 months ago. Accessories got raised in prices. We all thought that the console was going to get raised in price, and we had the shock of $80 games, and Donkey Kong comes out next month. Like, I need $80 for Donkey Kong next month, So, like, I would much rather just wait. Mario Kart's plenty big, plenty to hold me over. You got the backlog of Switch 1 games to replay. There's a lot of content right now out of the box. Even if you don't buy a game, even if you only buy the Mario Kart bundle, there's plenty to do for like a month until Donkey Kong comes out. Like, I don't think this has anything to do with not the whole game being on the cart. And there's plenty of games that if they do go on sale for Prime Day, or whether it's on Amazon or other retailers, I would definitely scoop up a lot of these. Like I said, Bravely Default, like Yakuza 0. I haven't played any of the Yakuza games, but that one's supposed to be the first one in the franchise, so looks like a great one to start with. Street Fighter, I would totally pick up Street Fighter if it was like $40 or less. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if even these first party ones, like, I'm going to keep my eye out on Zelda and Tears of the Kingdom. I know those aren't game key cards, but kind of seem like pointless re-releases. I don't really want to spend $70 or $80 on those games, but if they drop in price and go on sale because no one's buying them, like, I will scoop those up on a decent sale, like 40 or less. Hell yeah. But yeah, man, people need to eat. People need to put gas in their cars. People need to pay their bills. And they just bought a $500 system. Probably a game, spending somewhere between $500 and $600 on this thing this month. If you're lucky, you got a can of pop and a can of Pringles, which is, woo. But yeah, people, like, I don't know if that's the biggest. It's too early. It's too early to tell if people are truly boycotting the game key cards. I mean, it's not the best at. It's not like we can definitively say, like, oh, game key cards are fine. People love them. That's true. That's truly not the case. But I don't think we can also definitively say that people hate them either. I think this is just a product of people spending money. It's only been a couple weeks since the system launched, and people bought the system. People bought their games. They're paying their sales tax. They have other expenses, and just, not everyone is buying 8 games at launch. Also, who has time? I don't even have time to play as much Mario Kart as I want. Mario Kart can easily last me till Donkey Kong comes out. So next month, yeah, I'm going to be looking at getting Bravely Default, even if it's full price. I'll probably pick that up, add that to the backlog, or, I might actually start playing that one, to be honest. And then I'll add backlogs based on sales, Yakuza 0, Street Fighter. I probably won't get Sonic and Shadow because I do have that on PS5, so there's a whole nother thing, Maybe people already have some of these games on other consoles, and they don't need to buy it again. Yeah, it's just probably too early to write off game key cards at this point, but people who think that game key cards tanking is going to send a signal to these companies and force them to put the game physically on the cart, that's just not going to happen. If anything, a boycott of game key cards, a tanking sale, if this continues for months and we get out of that initial launch month, that launch window, and people are just truly not buying them, and they are actually just buying the digital versions, I mean, we're going to fast track to an all-digital future where the only physical games are going to be from Nintendo. And, you have your Rare, Cyberpunk, anything that's, like, close to the 60. Probably not. Probably all just going to be digital at that point. And then if that happens, yeah, I don't hate digital. I have a fair share amount of digital games, but I don't have any, I have no ownership of them. Not truly. I mean, I don't have any store of value, I should say. I can't go and sell those on eBay in the future. I can't go to GameStop or a local game store and sell them if I ever decide I don't want them. It's digital, and that money can never be recouped. Not even a percentage of that money. And with game key cards, you can do that. There are a lot of benefits to the game key cards over pure digital. Digital does have convenience, especially if you have multiple consoles. But yeah, there's no scenario where these companies are going to increase the cost of any of these products. It's only ever lower the cost. And right now, if game key cards aren't selling, then they're going to consider the game key cards, all the costs involved in buying the cart, shipping it to the stores. That's all going to be considered waste, and may as well get rid of it. They are not going to increase the costs on that for the chance it increases sales. And really, when it comes down to it, the people who aren't buying game key cards because of the whole game not being on them, those are the collectors. And I think there is going to be a market for that for collectors. Like, I would choose, even if I had to pay a little extra, for the game to be on the cart. Depending on the game, for sure. But right now I'm buying game key cards. Like I said, I have a mix of physical and digital. I have a reason for physical now with sharing with kids and stuff. And right now I believe where the industry is heading is it's going to be that all these companies are going to go digital only. And then there's going to be a hole in the market, and then we're going to get more boutique labels like limited run, hopefully more pop up. You see that already in the 4K movie industry, where there's all these boutique labels who are handle the distribution of the content. So the first parties, they're going to be put, or the companies themselves are going to be putting it just digital only on the stores, and then if the game is good enough, then it might see a physical release. I mean, we see that already with limited run. But I think that's going to become more and more the standard, especially if game key cards truly fail. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think game key cards fail? Am I full of crap right now? Let me know in the comments what you think. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting situation to watch coming up. And honestly, if the game key cards aren't selling well because they aren't selling well, then I'm looking forward to picking some up on sale in the next couple months. Talk to you guys in the next one.